Are you actually a good friend or are you the unpaid therapist? If you feel drained after your talks and meetings with your best friends, this is a sign that you're often than not the unpaid therapist. And I used to be the same. I used to be a depressed people pleaser with zero friends, no real confidence, and no girls into me. But today, everything is different. I am confident, I have the best friends I can imagine, and I enjoy beautiful relationships with girls. And honestly, this transformation is nothing magical. You can achieve it too, and I'm here to help you with it. And honestly, like being the therapist friend, it seems very noble, it seems very good because you listen to your friends and it seems like you care, it seems like you're helping. You feel useful because they tell you everything about their problems. You feel like you're doing something good, you're doing something right. You do something to help. But the point is, why are you feeling exhausted afterwards? Why are you feeling drained and tired afterwards? This is a signal, and honestly, it's a very serious signal. I had this signal for years, literally for years. All of the time, I felt drained afterwards. Let me tell you a story. I remember I had a friend, and she had a lot of problems at her home. She was fighting a lot with her parents. She was dissatisfied with her situation at home. School was not so good for her. I remember one day, it was May. I clearly remember it was May. We used to write a lot on Snapchat and we would send us snaps all the time. And on one day, she sent me like, when you use Snapchat, you have this, I think it's 1 minute of video you can record, and then it starts another video and another video and another video, and you can see it in the chat. She sent me like 40 of those. Like, I don't even exaggerate, like it was so much. She sent so many 1 minute videos where she was talking about, like, yeah, her parents were swearing on her and she had like the biggest fight, and now she wants to like run away from home and stuff like that. Like very dramatic. It really hit me because I really cared about her. I wanted the best for her. And she told me everything that happened. Yeah, my parents did this, my parents did that, blah blah blah. I cried. Like, I was watching her crying in the videos. I had to cry as well. I was so touched by it basically. I stopped everything I did and I watched all of those 1 minute videos right there, right in the moment. After I watched it, I felt so bad. Like, till there, I had a very good day. I remember I was alone at home. I put on some music, I was dancing, I was cleaning my room, everything was fine. Like, I had a very good day, the sun was shining. And then I saw all those messages, all those videos, and I felt so bad. I felt so bad. I was so sad. Like, and for the rest of the day, I could not think about anything else. I literally thought about her problems with her parents, and I projected it onto my own life. For me, it was like my own parents did this to me. It felt like I am in her situation. I even started to look up solutions for her, like that she can go to some child shelter or whatever. Like, pretty deep stuff in the end. I don't know if she was actually exaggerating or whatever. I don't know. But the point is, it I took her weight, her suffering, and I put it onto my shoulders. I put it onto my heart. And you might think, yeah, but this is the right thing to do. You should care about your friends. You should feel with them. You should be occupied. You should help them. You should listen. You should be like that. I thought that this was the right way for years. I thought that being the therapist is the right way to be a good human, it's the right way to be a good friend. It is not. because there is a reason why you feel so drained and bad afterwards. You don't feel you don't feel bad when you actually do something good for someone. Like imagine Christmas, okay? You made a present for your parents or your friends. You feel good afterwards because you see their joy, you see their happiness, you see that they're so grateful for your present. And that's why you feel happy afterwards. You don't suddenly feel bad. You just did something good actually, so you feel good about it. So why is it then when you're playing the therapist, you feel so bad? Because you feel useful by being the therapist. People trust you. People trust you and people keep you in your life basically. You have a function in their life. And that is the problem. Because by being the therapist, you start to be something that I called the doormat. You might label it as therapist, and therapist sounds so, yeah, I listen to your problems and I analyze and we find a solution. But in reality, you are not the therapist, you are the doormat friend. You are literally the friend where everyone can come, bump all their shit on you, they can talk all their sufferings, all their problems, all their complaints at you, and you will be there and listen. You will absorb it. You are the doormat. They putting their they're brushing their shoes on you basically, and it is a harsh metaphor, but this is what I realize is the truth. Let me give you another analogy. You remember back in the days when you went to McDonald's and you could refill your cup. Like you just paid for the drink, but you could refill it as often as you wanted. Now let me ask you this. Imagine, imagine this. When you have this machine where you can refill your cup all of the time, would you refill it once, twice, or would you try to refill it as often as you can till you have to piss it all out again? Because I remember when I was a kid, I filled it up as much as I could. Because why shouldn't I? I paid basically for one drink, but I can have 10 if I want. With this analogy, I want to tell you that you are the machine in this situation. My friend back then, she used to send me videos like that, or like her complaining or her crying or whatever, a lot of times. I don't want to say every day because this would be a lie, but a lot of times. And every time I would feel bad. Every time afterwards, I would feel very, very bad and very, very drained. Because I let it happen. I was just there absorbing all of her sufferings and all of her stuff for myself. She was refilling the cup all the time. She was refilling her cup. She needed someone to bump it all into, basically. So she could refill the cup and drink again. And then when she saw the cup is empty, oh, I feel bad, I need to talk to someone, bam, she came back to me. And this is the problem. Because, let me say you this, it is important to help your friends. It is important to listen to your friends when they have a problem, when they are suffering. The problem is when you are the one friend where everyone can just dump and complain and complain and complain and bum, pain, and you don't do anything about it. Because suddenly you absorb from everyone and you project all the problems of the others on yourself. And this kills you internally. When you are in this situation, you exactly know what I mean. I know you might not want to admit it. I know you might think that, no, 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 I am the therapist. I am just helping my friends. I know that you are thinking that. I was thinking the same. But please be honest to yourself. Deep inside, you feel this pain, you feel this pressure, and deep inside, you know that what I'm telling you right now is the truth. You know that. Even though you don't want to admit it, but you know that. So, what I do today, because I'm not the doormat therapist, McDonald's drink machine, whatever, I still listen to my friends. Of course, I do. I care about them. But I know my limits. I know where I have my boundary. I know that there is a point where when they complain, they just complain because it feels good to complain, not because they want me to help them. I set boundaries. I set boundaries. When it is too much, I say it out loud, bro. I really want to help you. I really care about you. But at this point, it is too much. Let me think about it and we will find a solution. You need to establish some boundaries in your life. You need to know your limits basically. Because when you just let all of the complaints, all of the sufferings from the others just flow into you and just hit you all the time, where is your limit? Where is your limit? Of course you feel bad. Of course you feel drained because it is draining. But when you set a time, when you just say, okay, I'm here for you, tell me what happened. And then you can set the boundary and the limit that, okay, you told me everything now, there is nothing more to say. We will find a solution. And then you just go on with your life. Because a big point is, do not take it personally. Do not take the problems of others personally. Because this might sound harsh, but it's the truth. It is not your job to solve the problems of others. The most thing you can do, the biggest thing you can do, is just to listen. When they have something on their heart and they want to let it out and express it, genuinely be there and listen. Don't try to solve the problem, because the moment you try to solve it, you start to interrupt them. You start, oh, but you could do this, this and that, and then you share your philosophy, and in the end you are talking more than they are talking. But they are the ones who need to let it all out. They are the ones who need to talk, not you. You are just there to listen. And often than not, when you just listen without trying to analyze or solve anything or like do philosophy, it is enough. The person feels relieved afterwards. Just stay there and listen, but without taking it personally, because it is not your life and it is not your job to solve the problems of others. Don't be the doormat friend who everyone can just brush their shoes off and brush every shit off they have experienced in life. Be a good friend. Help your friends, care about your friends, listen to your friends. But don't let yourself be used for some feel good and some ventile to let out the pressure. That is what I want for you.